For half a century there have been sport cars, then there's the Porsche 911. Today you simply wouldn't design a high performance model of any kind like this. Engine pitched right back, hung over the rear wheels, which is exactly why since it first appeared in 1963 there really has been nothing quite like this car. If you're looking for driving thrills above all else, the 911 is still hard to beat. Decades of development have turned the once wayward rear-engined Porsche into one of the most poised and agile machines ever. The spec on this 911 is fantastic, starting from the sliding sunroof, the electric folding side door mirrors with the 20-inch Carrera Classic wheels, and the color, the paint color is something of a rarity. It is the Porsche Metallic Platinum Silver. It's got the Xenon Plus dynamic cornering lights with headlamp washers and the LED daytime running lights. Obviously the 991 being the third 911 built on a completely new platform from the bottom up. The first being the original 911 in 1963, then the 996 in 1997, and then the 991 in 2011. Some of the other spec also includes having the Porsche active suspension management system, the PASM button, that comes as standard, and from factory these Carrera S's come 10mm lower, and by pressing the PASM button it stiffens the dampers and gives you a more agile and a driver focused ride. And what I love to the back of this 911 is the beautiful Porsche twin sports tailpipes, and the performance is exhilarating, and the fact that the naturally aspirated boxer engine produces a sound that is so sweet, and I'll just let you hear it one more time. Well, let's find out what it truly is capable of. The performance is absolutely exhilarating. According to the technical spec, it produces 395 brake horsepower, 440 Newton meters of torque. The top speed this 991 Carrera S is capable of is 188 miles per hour. The 0 to 60 is possible in 4.3 seconds. And for a sports car, it is absolutely amazing to know that the combined MPG is 35 miles per gallon. And you could get anywhere from 40 to 45 miles per gallon if you're driving on the motorway. And also it depends on your style of driving. But where this car comes alive is put that sports button on, PASM activated. Let's just drop a couple of gears to second. We are going to make this sink. I hope you can hear the sound of this beautiful, naturally aspirated boxer flat 6 engine. This is the 3.8 litre. So you get that extra bit of a punch. And if you are after that bit of a punch and this phenomenal performance that is there, step on the accelerator, hopefully you can hear what an awesome sound this engine produces. And this is still on the stock exhaust system, the quad twin sports tailpipe from Porsche. And credit to Porsche for producing such phenomenal cars. And let's talk about this awesome 7-speed PDK gearbox as well, because that is something that we shouldn't take lightly. They were first introduced in 2008 on the Gen 2 997, and for the 991 the gearbox has been adapted obviously to the 991 because the 991 is that bit better of a car and therefore it needs a better gearbox. And a quick summary of the interior: it's got the luxury beige leather interior, and that sort of starts from all the way from the front of the dash to the back. Everything is in beige, including the carpeting, and it's got the Alcantara roof headlining also in beige, including the sliding sunroof. It has the sports seats, which gives you perfect feel, especially when you're sitting at the steering wheel, with a multifunctional steering wheel, so you can adjust your music via there and pick up and drop telephone calls. You've got all the spec buttons here, starting from the sport button, the PASM. You can switch off traction control, operate the sliding roof from here, raise the rear spoiler and switch off or switch on stop start. These sports seats are also heated, and you've got a dual climate control zone, both for the driver and the passenger seat. I'm not going to jump in at the back of this to illustrate what a practical car on 911 can be, but having the luxury of 2 seats at the back is phenomenal. And I've been in the back of the 911 quite a few times, getting lifts where I needed to be somewhere. And not to forget, this has the touchscreen PCM system, which has mobile Bluetooth connectivity and maps and etc. The mileage is so phenomenally low, and the condition both on the outside and the inside speaks for itself, with plenty of tire tread, and the brakes and the discs and everything is perfect. If you know how to drive a 911, I think you can make any generation of the Porsche 911 engaging. But for me, this 911 991 Carrera S is just something else. With the mileage of 14,806 miles, that is incredibly low. And from new, it's only had 3 owners. The last owner purchased it in August 2019 and had kept it up until recently. The beige leather interior with the spec that it has, starting from the mobile Bluetooth connectivity, the navigation system, being able to play your music over Bluetooth, the sports button, the PASM, and something that I really like, and let's open it up. Is that sunroof. It gives a car like this a completely new dimension. You know, those of you that don't want a convertible and want a coupe, in some ways you can have it both. Would love to show you the engine at the back, but unfortunately there isn't much of an engine to see here, aside from 2 fans and the engine oil / the coolant top up. I hope you've liked this video, and don't forget to subscribe, comment and like, and if you've got any questions, just ping us a message. Starting from, I got my hat on,